2 minutes to our next match. It'll be a launch once again against the Blaze, this time for the guys. At one of the team timeouts in this match, we'll talk a little bit about the structure of this brand new AVP league. All in-city teams have a men's and a women's team. And in every match they play counts towards the city team record. There will be 8 men's matches, 8 women's matches for each team throughout the league, which means every team will have 16. Yes, sir. We'll have 16 matches. We'll take a look at the leaderboard and talk a little bit more about it during one of the team timeouts of this one. Well, hello.
Welcome inside the HEB Center here at Cedar Park, just north of Austin, Texas. It's week number 4 for the inaugural AVP League. We have the players, the male players taking the court. The female players took the court earlier, and the Brooklyn Blaze earlier came out on the court. Therese Cannon, Megan Kraft, Cody Caldwell, and Sean Cook trying to make some noise coming into this weekend at 1-3. So trying to make some improvement on the other side of the net. Betsy Flint, Julia Scholes, Troy Field, and Tim Bomgren make up the LA Launch. They also have a 1-3 record coming into this one this weekend. So both these teams trying to get some traction, trying to get some things going. But the big news, of course, the New York Nitro. Sarah Hughes and Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander, a tough team to deal with. They are at 7-1. Hello everybody, I'm Dane Bland alongside 2016 Olympian and AVP legend already, Casey Patterson. So great to have you in the booth and breaking it down. When you look at these 4 teams, the LA Launch going up against the Brooklyn Blaze, what do you see?
Yeah, I see 2 teams that are really dynamic. There's already a competition for best mustache off both sides, so that's exciting for me. I think that the losers should have to shave their mustache. That should be what's going down. But besides the mustaches, the dynamic and the level of play, and like Troy Field flying around, Sean flying around, like it's going to be really loud and exciting. And I think these 2 teams complement each other really well because they're both kind of like an undersized type blocker, right, if we're looking at all the big blockers. And then we got really dynamic defenders, so I feel like it's going to be a really fun matchup. Nice.
Well, there you have it. Maybe it'll be the battle of the stashes. You got to go sell that.
Yeah.
Well, for the introduction of these 2 teams, let's go to Mark Sherman.
Let's do it. Let's bring out the boys. Everybody first for the Brooklyn Blaze. First up, the 6'6" blocker out of Loyola, Chicago. Let me hear it for Cody Caldwell. And his partner wearing the number 2, standing 6'3" tall. What a hat. My guy originally out of Perth, Scotland. It's Sean Cook. And their opponents, Tim and Troy. Together they are TNT. First guy out of Wisconsin, Eau Claire, ladies and gentlemen, standing 6 feet, 3.5 inches tall. Let me hear it for Tim Bomgren. And his partner, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the one, the only, out of Dana Point, standing 6 feet, 4 inches tall. He is Troy Field.
Players will meet at the net, little handshakes taking place, little sportsmanship before they start to turn things up. 4 incredible athletes, very spectacular athletes. So much fun to watch here. But both teams in a little pressure situation. You got to get a victory here if you're going to be a contender at the end of this AVP league.
Yeah, right. And with how fast these games are, it's like there's really no time to warm up to the sand and to the new arena.
Bomgren starts it off with a serve, and it's Cody Caldwell with a nice little downshift.
I love it. Sean just put on the show from the first point. Just
It'll be
entertaining
Cody
the crowd.
Caldwell. In his indoor days in college, won a couple of national championships with Loyola Chicago. He's back to serve.
Caldwell, 31 years of age, back to serve. That one is just long.
The block so bad. Here we go.
Caldwell, a couple of national championships at Loyola Chicago.
Yeah, just the subtle. Mark just drops the subtle. Yeah, you know, back-to-back national championships. Yeah. No big deal.
Tough serve by Field. Under the net is Cook, but wow, how quick is Troy Field? Troy Field has to be one of the most exciting players on tour, no question.
Unbelievably athletic. It's like insane how explosive he is, how he can turn and go. He can get off the ground quick. He also does the real big, deep delay block, right? And he can do that whole joust, grab, and throw back. He's got some special tools.
Troy Field with a little jump float. Goes over to Sean Cook. Out to the antenna and an absolute detonation by Cook down the line.
Oh, that bounce didn't do that swing justice. That was the negative bounce, but he absolutely hammered that. I hate it when that happens. You hit it, it doesn't find a pocket, and you're like, just bounce that into the pier for me.
Casey, I know you've been down on the sand. Of course, indoor man-made courts not nearly as deep as, say, playing in the South Bay, Hermosa, Manhattan Beach. How much of a jumper's beach is this court?
Yeah, these courts so far, the last two locations, you know, in San Diego last week and then now here, it definitely favors the high flyers and more of like that hybrid style of indoor/beach, which I think is so fun because it makes it so dynamic.
There's a competition format. We're playing sets to 15, so it's very quick. You got to win by 2 still, but there's not a lot of time to get into it as Field with a stuff block.
I love that. He's getting so good at his timing and then kind of leveraging outside his body, right? If you're an attacker, you kind of judge your blocker's position off his body. So Troy stays real tall, but then leans with his arms and reaches across.
Here comes Bomgren. Southpaw, a little short on that one. Bomgren out of Minnesota. 6'4", a little undersized, but maybe one of the best athletes on tour.
All-around athleticism.
Is he 6'4"?
Let's say 6'4".
Yeah, really?
I like 6'4".
Okay.
Let's say that. Yeah, he's dynamic. He can do anything, blocker, defender. He's just smooth.
Bomgren, as you see, takes a look before he goes up and tools the block.
Yeah, not known for bringing like a ton of heat, but he can just carve and slice and chop. And this guy, he's got such good vision. He can get you on his way up or on his way down.
Troy Field still looking for that elusive first AVP championship.
From Cody Caldwell and
full-time blocking, gets tooled off the block and out of bounds by Sean Cook, and so that'll be a point for the Brooklyn Blaze. They lead 5-4 here in set number 1.
I love Sean moving around too. If you're gonna give me an easy float, I'm gonna make you move. I'm gonna run some tempo back, forward, quick to the pin.
You don't see people bombing that traditional jump serve as much as in the past. Seems like jump float's not only the serve of choice for the females, but the males as well.
Yeah, I think they did a statistic where like over time that floater was more effective. But I also think that jump serve, if you got a good one, generates a lot of momentum.
Totally agree with you. Would love to see that more, that physical, that power game.
And that's what Taylor Sander brought to San Diego. He just took over with that serve, one of their matches, and it was, you know, you don't get the win like you do outside, so sometimes it's a little hard to generate some momentum because to get that headwind, you can really be confident and go after it. So I think the athletes that are getting comfortable early, like Cody right now, that's such a huge advantage.
Cody Caldwell from the right side, ripping it cross court, gives his team, the Brooklyn Blaze, a 7-5 lead here in the first set. And wouldn't you say both these teams, to get over the hump, they just have to be a little bit more consistent?
Yeah, they're both real dynamic. They can do it all, but definitely getting that like consistency over time, right? Confidence with each other. I mean, even look at that. They're split blocking. Sean with the stuff.
Wow, Sean Cook is animated there. The Brooklyn Blaze up 7-5. The AVP League is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP. Welcome back. 8-5 Brooklyn Blaze over the LA Launch. We're in set number 1. Cody Caldwell unleashing from the back line. This time Bomgren, the little roll shot, but it's scooped up. As the rally continues, Bomgren's going to have a chance, and he is stuffed.
Oh, it's so good. I love this. Look at Sean. I love this matchup. You got Cody going back, bombing his serve. They're split blocking.
I love the celebration.
That's so good.
I mean, they're jogging it out all over the court. Since these sets are so quick, they got plenty of energy.
Yeah. You don't have to hold anything back. I used to black out screaming and had to control myself. Now it's like, let it go, let it fly. Let's get some momentum. I love it. They're split blocking, letting Cody go back and get real comfy on his jump serve. I mean, the identity of this match is the like scrappy scramble plays. Like both these teams scrap better than anybody.
Brooklyn Blaze up 9-5. The Launch call a timeout. Let's go down to the sand to Rich Lamborn.
Okay, I'm here with LA Launch member Betsy Flint. Your boys are in a little bit of a rut right now. How do they snap out of it?
You know, we had a serve and pass earlier. We know they can pass really well. Some tough serves that we put on them, so I think they'll be good. They'll snap out of it real fast here. And we've got 3 sets.
You have 3 sets, that's correct. Final question, there's been a mustache theme in this match. Is Troy Field, your teammate's mustache, he's so handsome, he's got to challenge himself at this point? What are your thoughts on the stash?
I think if he wins, he keeps it. If he loses, he's got to go.
You force him to get rid of it?
I think so. That's
for the sake of the team?
Yes, 100%.
All right, Casey, your wish is coming true right here. Betsy Flint, you heard it here first.
That's so
Thanks,
good.
guys.
I like it. Betsy can be the enforcer.
Yes. Thank you, Rich, for following up and making that happen. Now we're talking.
LA Launch called the timeout. You only get 1 timeout per set. They're trailing by 4 to the Brooklyn Blaze, 9-5. Remember, we only played at 15, so it goes by quick. Here comes Caldwell. Bomgren, nice pass, and a beautiful deception roll down the line.
I like that he went with, you know, the years of don't miss your serve after a timeout float. Just get it in, make the pressures on them, let them overthink it.
6-9, Launch trying to mount a comeback. They go to Cook and wow, they're just showing off right now. We knew it was going to be an athletic match, but the jump sets, the left-handed hits, what's going on?
It's so good. I feel like, you know, that's what these two teams, that's kind of their identities. Go out, have fun, be crazy. And I think with how quick these games are, you kind of just got to have fun and go out fast.
Here comes Bomgren right in the middle of the court. High off the block of Caldwell. Smart play.
Yeah, I feel like Brooklyn's mixing up their serves, their tempos, the styles really well, where it's tough for Timmy and Troy to get into like a side-out flow, right? They're passing short floats, deep floats, jump serves.
Bomgren with a little hybrid there. Not quite a true topspin serve, not quite a float. I like that.
Those are stealthy. I like those too because you get some trajectory from your jump serve approach, and then you can hit that dart, we like to call it, just the floater that falls off the table.
Caldwell bombing to Troy Field. That ball in the middle. And Sean Cook goes up and just dominates that one. Cook, 32 years of age, out of Perth, Scotland. He's got quite a story.
Yeah, he's incredible. He hit me up a long time ago when he first moved to Hermosa to train, and he was like, I'm moving to LA area, I want to train, I've been getting after it, and I was like, dude, okay, I didn't really know him, but he is a gnarly athlete, super fun to watch.
And right now the pressure seems to be getting to Troy Field and Tim Bomgren as they are down by 6 points, trailing 13-7. Brooklyn Blaze not only having a blast, but very effective.
Yeah, and this lead right now feels like it's double with how quick these games go. So I bet you Tim and Troy are feeling it a little bit more than usual.
Bomgren slows down the momentum for the moment, make it 13-8.
Yeah, I think Cody and Sean came out going on to jump setting, back setting. I think Tim and Troy could use some of that type of momentum because they're that same type of team that can kind of do whatever they want on offense.
Ooh. Another big hit by Caldwell, and they're just kind of having their way right now. When you're in that kind of a groove, you're not even really thinking about the block.
No, when you side out well, everything else is like dessert to your dinner. Siding out's dinner, and then you earn dessert by being able to go back and bomb your serve, have fun, entertain the crowd.
Oh, down the line. And when you're trailing by this much, you better start playing those close ones for sure. That looked like that almost hit the outside of the line. Lucky for the launch, it was wide. And we are at set point. Tim Bomgren will serve it over to Cook, and the option available. And this time, Troy.
There it is, the right hand got it. He's looking at it.
That was a spectacular block. Pressing over the net. Just kind of guided that.
Yeah, that was a nice little push block over. Ooh, maybe a foot fault, but no call. Okay.
Set point number 2. Caldwell's way over the net. No call.
I think it's like they're balancing out the no foot fault call with the over call, so it just equals out.
And that'll do it. Here it is.
Oh, yeah.
In real time, it looked like he even went further.
It looked worse, yeah.
Over the net, but nonetheless, it is the Brooklyn Blaze victorious in the first set. Set number 2 coming up.
How about a little magic, huh?
Little conversation being had by the LA Launch, Troy Field and Tim Bomgren. Not happy about that performance in the first set, but it wasn't because they were playing too poorly. It seemed like they ran into a team absolutely on fire on the other side of the net.
Absolutely on fire, right? Jump serving, siding out effortlessly, just having a lot of fun, coming out with fire. Sean's feeding off the crowd. It's tough when you're like, we didn't really play bad. We just let them play really well, you know?
Well, a team that is playing on fire is the Brooklyn Blaze. What about the other half of the Blaze? The women. I think Rich Lamborn's with them now.
I got Meg Kraft, Therese Cannon, the better halves of the Brooklyn Blaze, right? Your boys are doing great. We got a little behind the scenes of the team talk right here. Is there such thing as too much chest thumping if you're Sean Cook?
No, I think we need to embrace that too.
You need to get a little more going when you get those big stuffs in your game, thump it out a little bit?
I think so, yeah.
All right, that's the secret, the Casey Patterson, Sean Cook style. Chest thumping, keep the fire, get some wins for the Brooklyn Blaze.
Yeah, that's the goal. We're excited to root them on. Yeah, they're carrying us, so.
All right. Thank you, ladies.
Meg and Therese wanted to bring more fire. That's what happens in this league is you start learning from some of your teammates.
Yeah, right. You pick up some new things. Used to watch you just absolutely hammer hard angle. I'm like, I got to add that to my repertoire. Got to go the Dane Blanton feast, pier bounce.
Well, let's talk about that for a minute. We got Caldwell and Cook split blocking quite a bit, and you were a full-time blocker for some time in the early part of your career, and then you became that full-time defender.
Yeah, kind of doing what they're doing. But first tournament with Ty Loomis in New York, and I was full-time blocking, and then that next year I played with Kevin Wong, and then we kind of split and transitioned to full-time defense. And so it was cool, and I think you kind of have to have the ability to kind of do both, just because you get a good point of view from either position.
And now that defending position has seemed to have grown.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Diaz, the Cuban defender at like 6'9", 6'10", and just scooping balls. So the skill level of the taller player has definitely changed, would you say, over the last decade?
Oh, absolutely. I feel like, you know, in any capacity of the sport, indoor, beach, it's just all taller and more physical. Troy going OT. Wow, speaking of physical.
Literally over the top of the block, clearly. That was impressive, to say the least. Delray Beach Tennis Center in Palm Beach, Florida will host week 5. We'll see the Nitro versus the Mayhem, and the Blaze will take on the Passion.
Flare.
They look really good on that option.
Way too comfortable. I think Tim and Troy got to start bombing middle serves. I think you got to start causing chaos in the middle so they don't have that comfortable option on 2 or running the back sets or the jump set. Because, I mean, look at that. Troy's just chasing Sean.
Yeah, and the only way, like you said, to get him out of system is to take some more risks from that back line. There's a beautiful pass by Bomgren.
There
He places it nicely. Just like you said earlier, Casey, he's not going to come with a ton of thunder, but he's going to place that ball perfectly.
And it's that perfect speed in between a full swing and a shot where you don't have time to get there if you make a late move. So you got to go early, but then he sees you. So it's that perfect, like, in-between speed that he can really create a lot of offense with.
That's set a little bit off the net. To your point, they didn't get to run it as smooth and as easy with that pass a little bit off the net. It results in a block.
Yeah, right? You got to start adding, we call them wrinkles. When I played at Stafford Slick, he's like, you got to throw in just wrinkles. And you talk about wrinkles in time and flow. If that other team's comfortable, I got to disrupt it however I can.
Here comes Cody. He gets on top of it. Explain how hard that is when it's your offhand, when your hitting arm is closest to the net and you're trying to option.
Yeah, right. When you're the right sider, I mean, you've done a lot of that too. You got to torque your body a lot more. You got to be really good with your feet and your step close, getting that ball to your hitting side. And so it's a little bit more work, but when you get that timing down, it's awesome.
Cook showing us the timing on that last replay, and that serve, I believe, just out of bounds.
You can see the mark. It looks like it's a ½ inch. I mean, it's so close.
Here comes Troy Field out of Laguna Beach, California. It's my hometown.
Yeah, right?
And
wow.
Troy Field, I don't know if I could ever do that, so wow. You know what? Troy Field's a joy to watch because he's just always having a great time out there.
He loves it.
It's kind of infectious. Seems like every time he's on the court, everybody's engaged and having a good time.
Yeah, he's the kind of player, if I'm a kid in the stands at 12 years old, I'm like, I want to be that guy. You know, that's same with kind of Sean too. You know, you want to be the guys that are entertaining the crowd and showing how much they love it. It's another option from the right side. It's a little lower of a pass, but really good feet, good step close. Gets it on his way up, so he's got his whole arm swing to kind of carve and manipulate wherever he needs to go.
6'3", LA launch, bouncing back from set number 1, where they lost 15-9, but now they're hitting all their spots right now.
That's the old, I like to call, remember playing Jeff Nygaard, where he'd almost pass bad on purpose. And then on defense, you felt like he was out of system, but he wasn't. He liked it better because then you were scrambling. That's a great play by Tim and Troy.
It's kind of a super mind game.
Yeah, right? Next level.
Oh, just too quick to the outside right there. Caldwell with a perfect set.
Set him the red. That's just the tempo to the pin. Little line bounce.
Explain what Sean Cook is doing there.
What's he pointing to? Wants to see the replay on the big screen, maybe.
Here comes Cook. Trickler, wow.
What do you feel about that rule? have such a hard time with that because I have no control over it. No matter how much I train, that just is going to be an ace no matter what.
And you know, always these AVP nets are probably some of the strongest nets.
Yeah.
So, you know, it usually doesn't trickle like that. It usually goes high off the net so you can play it a little bit. I think the international nets are a lot looser, which I'm not a big fan of those nets.
Agreed.
But not a big fan of the trickler altogether, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's kind of like, man, I train all year and then that's how I lose a match.
Yeah. And there's an ace, and right now we're seeing the launch at what looked like a commanding lead.
Yeah.
And just like that, the Blaze back in it.
And I think that's the mentality is, right? You got to know that from the service line, you're dictating a majority of your matches. And so coming out hot and just free, green light, go for it, partner, you know, that's kind of the mentality.
Here comes Troy Field, left side on the antenna, sharp angle, and the put away, make it 8-7. LA Launch trying to turn this around and get back into this match.
Yeah, baby, that is right. It is time. Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now. We're in Austin, Dallas, Texas. San Diego. Get involved and have a reaction out here.
Skyball.
Oh, chested.
Oh, she was playing Jason Tatum one-on-one, and she slipped.
To start things off, not sure was that a little in between entertainment?
Yeah, just a little side switch fun to get things loose.
Ref was even in on it.
I know, I think he thought it was going.
So we're 8-7. LA Launch with a 1-point lead here in the second set. Blaze won the first. And there's Caldwell down the line.
I mean, even that with a pass in that third of the court right in front of Cody, Seain runs through. It just feels a little bit out of system, but it's actually better because the defense is reacting to that location, and then Cody just controls the whole thing.
Troy Field just hovering up there.
So high. I've never known what that's like.
Just kind of floating. Defying gravity. Nice pass by Field. Here he comes again with that 40-plus inch jump on the sand.
Yeah. Yeah, he did some Nike testing, I remember, a couple years ago, and he out-jumped NFL athletes, all these athletes that Nike was testing at this event. He was just flying. It was above 40s easily.
Impressive. Here's Tim Bomgren with a tough serve.
What a save by Cody. Little ice cream cone.
That was an incredible save. I thought that ball was almost outside the antenna. They controlled it, gave themselves another opportunity.
That's something that Cody does real well. He can scramble. He's a big man that can turn and run balls down. He can, you know, he can play defense, and so that makes your team real dynamic.
Everybody check out the big board as we talk about the leaderboard here in the AVP league.
So, you know, a lot of people talk about the personalities, right? Casey, you are a huge personality, no question about it. Is there enough personality on the tour? Would you like to see more? Guys like Cody Caldwell, Troy, Sean Cook, I mean, they're doing the most out there, and they are fan favorites. How fun was it for you to kind of play to the crowd? I think that's what the fans really enjoy.
Yeah, playing in the crowd was my favorite thing because it let you show, like, for me, it was like showing how much I love the game, how grateful I was to be able to do this as a sport. I always said, I'm trying to be Peter Pan and live in Neverland as long as possible and just go to the beach every day. So I think it's really important to have characters like that. You know, I feel like, you know, having these stories and being able to interact with the crowd, it makes me feel, if I'm sitting in the crowd, like I'm helping them and I'm participating, I'm, you know, a part of their win, a part of their loss. Like, I'm here with them, and that makes me more invested as anyone in the crowd just watching. I'm ready to go. I'm all in on like, you know, cheering these guys on. So for me, having characters like that, it's so important because it's an art form. You know, I love the old Casey Jennings, throw the ball back to the ball boy or into the crowd and then back, and then he'd serve. You know, all those types of the players are so fun to watch and just makes it so entertaining.
Yeah, I think the way you played, it felt like you almost had a responsibility to that young kid who wishes one day he could be on the court.
Yeah, playing for my 12-year-old version of myself. I want to go be that.
Another beautiful option play by the Brooklyn Blaze as they cut the lead to 1. They're trailing 10-9. Of course, they won the first set 15-9, so they would love to wrap this thing up in 2 sets.
I love Sean as you ran back after setting that, knowing he kind of got away with maybe a chowder.
Bomgren, I think, misses. Oh, no.
Touch.
Got a touch on that, and that's a big point right there. Make it 11-9. Traditionally, you would see switching sides.
Oh, he got it in. It looks like it wasn't a touch. It just barely hit the line.
At 11-9, traditionally we would be switching sides, but
yeah,
they've changed the rules so the first team that gets to 8, that's when you switch sides and then you stay.
I like that. With how quick these games are, the switch up is too much. I feel like go get on one side, get on a run, switch halfway, finish it off. I like that.
Good stuff, and I think the players like it as well. Less walking back and forth and less breaks in play. I think the fan really enjoying the continuation of play.
Yeah. I feel like you can get on a real good rhythm jump serving too, like Cody.
That could be costly. A missed shot. And it is by Cook down the line. Troy Field knows that he let one get away there.
So tough to play against a team that's feeling like this, and even when you feel like you're kind of getting control, somehow still things are going their way and they're having fun doing it, so you're just angry that they're having fun doing it.
Cody Caldwell out of Loyola, Chicago, 2-time national champion.
Oh,
there is Troy Field just hovering. He jumps different. I mean, it really does. He's
crazy.
He hangs up there a little longer, and especially when you see it on a replay. It's like he can make multiple moves in one jump.
I'd almost forget what I needed to do. I'm like, I have so many options. I don't even know what I'm going to do with all this.
Option to the corner, dug by Bomgren. One hand overhand play, and this is the best rally of the match, no question about it. And Bomgren misses this one. No net on the play, and we are all tied up.
Oh, what a scramble play. I feel like that's where this jumpy sand sometimes, not being really used to it, like Timmy and Troy, all these guys are so fast and so physical that you make this dig, he scoops the ball, and I think he just kind of gets under his attack because he's a little early, and then he's
really good at pressing over the net is Caldwell. He's not leaving any gap between him and the net. He's getting his hands on a lot of those hits. It's 12-all, second set. The pressure has got to be on the LA launch. They're down a set.
Yeah, this is a clutch side out right here.
Cook not happy with himself at all. He saw an opportunity, just wasn't able to execute it. So make it 13-12, LA launch.
Yeah, this is where we need a little magic. Maybe a little middle serve, a little dancing bear down the middle, as Mike Dodd would say.
Troy Field with the serve. And I got it, you take it. That ball was gonna fall, but it ends up just a little bit too long, but he split the defense nice.
That was the line, that was the serve, just a little deep. I like where his head's at though.
13-all, very important point. That ball is long. And that brings us to set point for the LA launch.
Timmy's gonna underhand serve, keeping it.
Bomgren goes with a short ball. A pokey set. What in the world is that? Sean Cook goes with the highest level of difficulty and makes it look easy.
I've never even attempted that, let alone jump bump knuckle set.
I mean, really, like, I mean, I think he could have said it. He just, he opted for the little knuckle.
He's almost forcing himself to do that.
14 all. Make it 15-14. LA Launch are going to have another opportunity to seal this setup.
I love that swing from Troy. I think that's a real high-level swing that he starts incorporating more and more often versus bringing it down low.
Let's see what kind of games are played here. And Sean Cook's going to give a flex down after that one. I have to ask you, because you were a master at it, is it ever too much where it starts to become a distraction? The entertainment takes over.
Yeah, sometimes you just get over what you're just like, oh, I gotta keep it going. It just keeps leveling up. I think that's where you start to get, it can get a little far, but you just get the crowd involved, or maybe get your partner involved a little bit, and it just changes the flow.
Gotta walk that line,
yeah.
Right? This ball's dug up by Caldwell. Beautiful set by Cook, and a bomb from the left by Caldwell. And just like that, it's 16-15, and the Brooklyn Blaze now have a match point.
Yeah, they're just confident in every aspect of the game. Even when they get chances, they're running, they're taking chances with transition offense. That's what he does here.
For the match, Trickler is just out of bounds. That was the same serve that he tried to execute earlier into the net.
Yep.
He really wants that short ball.
Well, the baby grenade, the little teardrop serve. My question now is, do we switch ever now that we've done our one? What's our next switch?
Right down the middle, confusing.
He got it.
It's fun to see these players going back to the serve that just missed a moment ago.
Yes.
The middle ball, they
right.
go back to the middle ball for second times, and it's effective.
Right. Just, I'm going to do it. I know that's the right one. I just got to take a little off.
Set number 3 for the launch. Oh. And now that ball out of bounds. So we play on. (17-17). Blaze have a 1-set lead. And that ball into the net. So a lot of missed serves here in the overtime. After we've gotten to 15, it seems like getting very particular.
Yeah. I feel like it's tough without a wind, right? You don't have the change of the wind. The wind picks up a little bit. So you're kind of in your own head here.
4th set point for Troy Field. Here comes Sean Cook, and that ball is blocked and just out of bounds. That couldn't have been any closer.
Oh, we've had like 6 balls land in the line right in front of where we can see that are within a foot. There's so many along that line. Great timing by Troy, though. I love that he's like on his way up, so Cody doesn't have anything to read until after he's almost made his decision.
18-18. Troy Field. Sean Cook gets a hand on it, just can't control it, and he is.
Oh, he just slams his hat. I love it.
I like his lid. He should leave the hat off.
Yeah, he's flowing right now. Just trim the sides a little. It could actually be perfect. A little suave hawk. Let's go.
Got to give him some tips, Casey. That ball is out of bounds. Ooh. So the LA Launch. Wait a minute. That ball is out of bounds. There will be no controversy. So on the 5th opportunity, the LA Launch wins set number 2 and will force a 3rd set. Little handshake, little sportsmanship after the coin flip. And we will play one final set to 15 points. And this is kind of what we expected, right? These two teams very entertaining, but also very equal. And they roll the dice. They go for it.
Yeah, I feel like just Sean and Cody started rolling the dice a little sooner, and it's paying off, right? They were super comfy on offense, moving it around, bombing their serve. I feel like Tim and Troy have got some magic left. And if I'm in the coaching box right now, I'm like, you boys, we haven't even started really playing yet. We just won that game, and we haven't done really anything consistently special. I think we keep serving middle. We make them overthink that they have to play better than they have the last 2 games, and we just execute on the little things and really dial it in.
Well, the players having a blast, also the crowd having a blast. Rich Lamborn is having fun as well. Rich?
All right, I'm here in the VIP box. Who do I got with me?
John Wells.
John Wells, thanks for joining us. First of all, nail biter here. Who do you like in set number 3?
I'm liking Brooklyn Blaze. I think Cody's got a pretty good serve. I think they got it.
Are you a chest thumper like Sean, or are you just kind of more of a mellow, even keel guy?
I'm more mellow, even keel.
Are you a bring your own koozie guy? I saw an adorable infant on the Bud Light koozie.
That's my buddy. That's my buddy Justin there. I'm usually forgetting I even own koozies. So.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the action.
Rich Lamborn just chilling VIP.
So good.
We don't get that treatment.
No, why not? Yeah.
He's just down there enjoying it.
Hanging out.
What a great setup, though, and the momentum and as the crowd has built over the last few weeks. We're in week number 4, the inaugural AVP League, and they're loving it here.
Yeah, I think Austin just in general is such a rad beach volleyball town. Every time we come here, they're really great at heckling. They're in your face, they're loud, they love the sport, they all play. I think that shows right now with how fired up the crowd is and how many people are already here. Even before the first game, it felt like it was completely full.
Well, the fan excited about getting extra volleyball here. Didn't want to see a 2 straight victory. They want this one to go the distance, and this team has been really, both these teams really putting it on. Week number 4, we got the stats, 556 for the Blaze to 400 for the Launch, and 9 service errors for the Blaze, and only 3 for the Launch. So that's probably the difference in those clutch situations. It was the Launch keeping the ball in a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like Brooklyn is just like, hey, this is how we got to the second set. We almost won. We got here with our serve. It's like, why not ride this out? So I like that mentality, kind of like the green light, like, hey, we're good, that's what got us here. Let's keep doing it until, we need to possibly change it up.
All right, we're ready to get set number 3 underway. Cody Caldwell goes cross court to Bomgren. He's going to run this ball down, making it look easy. Can he convert? Yes, he can. A net violation by Troy Field.
Sean skyballing it straight up into the stratosphere and catching it.
This roof's still high enough. You could still.
It's high.
Still doing a skyball.
You could clear that middle beam. You get a pure. It's a nice 80-footer. Thing's high.
Here comes Caldwell. He gets the trickler. Rewarded for bombing it.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because my first experience on the World Tour, Broward Musin wins world champs, and their whole team mentality was go for their serve. And so if you missed, you didn't apologize. It was just that's who we were, so we were okay because we knew long term it was going to pay off serving super hard.
I like rolling the dice. When a game is this quick to 15 points and you're dealing with all these athletes and the dynamics, you got it. Like you said, you put some wrinkles in the game. You got to get them out of system.
Yeah, everyone can side out too well off an easy serve. So you got to really push the envelope here.
Bomgren.
He's human. He missed.
Almost a little force on that one. When you get that option, a little too tight to the net, forcing your setter to have to go over.
Looked like it floated just a little bit tighter than he anticipated when he jumped, and so mid-air he's like, uh-oh, he tried to salvage the play. Love that serve by Timmy.
Nice set and a touch high off the block. So that was earning your point there. Caldwell kind of shanked it, tried to keep it alive. Cook bettered the ball.
Yeah, I think Cody, that's a high-level play right there, kids. If you're jammed and the ball's tight, just high middle, high hands. It's a high-efficiency swing.
Perfect pass by Bomgren. And he just snaps it down.
Yeah, I feel like Timmy's so good in deep sand, and then even in jumpy sand, he's got even more room. And so I had the same issue sometimes where I'd be in early, make this big, long look, and then almost get stuck. I think he's finding his flow now, getting his timing dialed.
Here comes Cook, trying to go high off the hands once again, but that one's going to be long. So the Launch have a 4-3 lead as Troy Field, one of the biggest jumpers you'll see on the sand, serving it up.
What a serve.
And Troy a little animated right there. The LA Launch on a 5-1 run now. Started off a little slow, but now catching some fire.
They're dictating the game more with their serve. Even though they're not jump serving, they're hitting different spots, hitting different seams down the middle. Also a few hitting airs from Brooklyn, so it kind of opened that run up.
And that's what we spoke about at the top of the show. Both these teams so dynamic, but one thing to get them over the hump and get more victories would be to be a little more consistent in the clutch.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and I asked you, what's the line of success, winning victories, or in the entertainment, and you want to walk that fine line.
You want to walk the line, and then ultimately you win.
Did you ever have a match where you're like, I'm so out of gas, but I would have maybe had a few more points in me if I didn't, pop and lock it a few more times?
Yes. Early on, when I just thought I had endless amounts of energy, I did, and it was like a realization. I was like, whoa, I probably could have won that if I just maybe was more selective.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been as fun to watch, right?
It wouldn't have been as fun. It's kind of earn your stripes. You got to earn that, and then you becoming a veteran, you learn that you're the guy getting every ball too, so you got to side out and then use your celebrations wisely.
Hey, back set.
Sean Cook. Big serve, that one off the top of the tape, and Bomgren tries to go for it. He wants a net violation. I don't think he's going to get it.
That was tough because I think he tracked it and it went over his left side, so by the time he stepped close, it was kind of jammed up on his right. He was blind, just kind of hoping to get it over low and flat. Cody doing a good job of seeing that and just taking ball. A lot of times I think we get caught up in our call instead of the situation that's happening right now. I think that was a good play by Cody. Nice serve.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that was actually pretty saucy too.
Yeah, I think it just
low.
It stuck a little.
It was just low.
Just a half second.
Yeah.
Level of difficulty was off the charts.
Yeah, I mean, that was all thumb. Strong thumbs, Timmy. That is just all thumbs. Wow.
Just to try that is gutsy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the theme of the match, though. It's going for things that are a little bit more showboaty, but that was just Tim trying to save it. It was too tight to, probably wasn't going in the net, so he had to get it before.
So after a 5-1 run for the Launch, it's the Brooklyn Blaze who goes on a 5-1 run to get a 1-point lead as that one goes into the net.
Why is that? We hit two super hard, and then something inside of us goes, I'm going to hit that little Cody jump serve. I'm a victim of that too, versus just keep ripping. You're on fire.
Well, I think you know what it is. It's your body saying, hey, we just jumped twice. We want to chill a little bit.
Let's just roll one in.
It's the same thing, like you side out, you bring the side out strong, but then why aren't you bringing the transition ball at the same heat?
Right.
But if you look at the stats, the majority of players will shoot in transition compared to bring it.
Yeah, it's kind of that the ebbs and flows, and also I think just keeping that other team off guard, never really giving too much of one thing, right, so they can't get into a rhythm.
8-7, Brooklyn Blaze leading here in the third and deciding set. Roll shot is dug by Cook.
Such a good fake by him too on defense.
Oh, he's not shooting in transition.
He must have heard us.
Wow.
That's a great double fake. He kind of leaned, stepped, held. Those are the defenders that got me. Yeah, there it is, the little hop step, double hop step, recover. What a play at Sean. I hated defenders that did that because I felt like I had it after that first fake.
Here comes Bomgren. And that ball out of bounds. So just like that, it's a 10-7 lead for the Brooklyn Blaze, a 3-point lead. And that's that consistency, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing letting the other team not letting them, but if they're earning points,
right,
rather than the unforced errors, that's what gets you.
Yeah, I feel like Seain making that last defensive move where the double fake and then he recovered, that throws your next side out. You look a little bit longer than normal because you're seeing if he's going to do the same thing. Then Cody's waiting too, so he's not giving me any information. So then I just maybe go high and deep, hoping that that's the answer. And so that's the defense. The defensive play before sets up that next one.
Like you're absolutely best.
Having a little discussion right there. It's funny, sometimes in a timeout, two players are quiet, but they're definitely working it out right there.
Yeah, they're feeling it. They got that 2 in a row, right? Where those plays complement each other. The one before sets up the next one, and so you feel like, oh, you get that little window where you start to be able to predict what's going to happen next, right? Because you're like almost dictating the rhythm, and that's when it gets fun. Because then now you're walking into digs versus having to lay out for them. So I think that's where they're chirping, knowing that they both feel something, and so they're probably communicating, hey, let's run the 4, or let's run the 3. That was something I love doing too, was setting up specific defenses that complement each other, and those just created really good runs of 3, 4, 5 points.
Well, here we go. If you're just joining us for the end of this one, it is the third set. The Blaze versus the Launch. And it has been a bit of a chess match. A lot of entertainment early on, no question about it. But now it seems like the players have really kind of buckled it down, trying to get down to business here and get the victory.
Yeah, I love that serve to Timmy, really short, because he has been taking that big look. And when guys do that, you want to limit their approach distance so they have less time to make that big look.
Option is dug by Bomgren. Troy Field tries to get a little bit too tricky. I think it was...
He might have touched it. You think he touched it? I don't know, he didn't. He was far enough away.
It's never cleared the net. But the thing is, if that ball even goes over, Caldwell's
He's
all
right there.
over.
Yeah, he knows it's coming. Yeah, certain guys, they're going to do that in trans. I got stuck doing that a couple times, so I had to stop for a while.
Big serve by Cook. Here comes Bomgren. Takes a quick look. Gets scooped by Cook. And Cook tools the block out of bounds.
Just eating it up. He does such a good job of incorporating his indoor pass, right? Of playing kind of that right side, left side player where he sped up his arm real quick and tooled the block down the line. He's a dynamic player.
12-8. Brooklyn Blaze with the lead. There's a short roll shot serve by Cook. And really nicely placed by Bomgren.
I love it. He's kind of like groveling his way out of this. I feel like he's just a little bit early on every approach because of that serve that they're giving him, that 14-footer that causes him to kind of have to step forward and then, recover.
There's the option. Nice play by Bomgren.
What a play by Timmy. What a play by Timmy. Oh, almost just start clapping and whistling. I want to get fired up.
Recognizing good volley.
Yeah, I love that. Good timing by Tim to not fully commit because he knows Cody's poking. So he can land and run it down. And then even better by Troy, just the subtle on 2.
Much more deceptive on that one. Here comes Caldwell.
What a set.
Finesse right there. I like that. Troy did not go for the overpowering big hit. Went for the smart shot.
It's just good feet, getting good position with the ball on his shoulder, and then using his vision. Timmy just timing is great right now. He's letting Cody take that peek, delay, good soft block, controlled block. And the high 5 set, falling, that was incredible.
So, Casey, you never got to play in the AVP League, but the consensus amongst the players?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, you can see it with how these guys are playing. They're fired up to put on a show, right? They know it's fast. They know it's exciting. I would have just eaten this absolutely up. This is such a good format. I love that I can get behind each team from all the different cities and build some, Austin's team. If you got a team from Austin, they're going to be full support. I think that's so cool because then it turns into something you can really follow.
And how about the format? I think, you know, I was having a discussion about a week ago about this AVP league format. It's very new and everyone's getting used to it. But, you know, way back in the day, everybody used to hang out at the beach, right?
Right.
You'd go on the beach at 8, 9 in the morning. You'd be there all day, right? Then when, like, Karch and Kent came along, they made it more of a business. They go down to the beach, you play for 2.5 hours, you go on, you lift weights, you do your thing. You're not hanging out at the beach all day. So the fan also is busier and has their cell phones going off and has things to do.
Right.
So why not make it condensed? And that's what this league does.
Right.
It makes it condensed. I'm going to go watch volleyball tonight from 6 to 10 at night, and I'm out. I don't have to be at the beach at 7 in the morning.
I don't got to wait all day. Yeah, exactly. A lot of quality in a short amount of time.
So it's like an evolution.
Yes.
And I think it is much needed, and the fans are really enjoying it, as in what you said, as well as the players.
Yeah, right. What our typical AVP event, we got to run around to all the different courts and see who's playing. We're here. It's just all in one place. You're getting a ton of energy, a ton of games quick. I love it. Good stuff. The Brooklyn Blaze 2 points away from victory, but not just yet, says Troy Field. That's the old Matt Furbriger, the golden god, the high middle. If he ever got stopped that next play, he was just ooshing that ball deep middle. I love that. That's such a good reset on your offense and your confidence attacking. 12 serving 13. Here comes Caldwell.
Come on.
Ooh, a finesse shot is out, and it's a point for the launch to tie it up at 13 apiece. We always look at hitting percentage. Brooklyn hitting .513, LA hitting .333, and now the launch on a 5-1 run. They're doing 2 of them in 1 set to 15. It's incredible. Well, I'll tell you what, Troy Field and Tim Bomgren were not going to allow another pokey set from Cook. Oh, the double Buddha ball. Got to get the Ricardo. He would go, ooh, just throw it down. I love it. What a comeback this would be. The launch now at match point. Oh, and net violation, and that is it. What a turn of the tides there, with those guys just playing as free as can be, and then suddenly it's just pass set hit, and what is that, 7? What did he finish, 7, 8 in a row, 8-1 run? 7-1 run. 7-1. What a turnaround, and Troy Field is feeling it, that's for sure right there. What a turnaround, and that's a big victory for the LA launch. They needed that, you know, coming into the weekend. They were 1-3. I mean, so was Brooklyn, but that to come back and reverse things around, that's showing some maturity from Field and Bomgren. Yeah, those are the matches that I remember the most, actually. We called them the dirty wins, the ones that weren't pretty, the ones that you didn't feel good like most of the time, but you clutched up, you were a winner, and you won the ones that really mattered. In the end, they just didn't make the mistakes. They were more consistent. They got into a good rhythm. Save your best for last. Everybody having a blast, no question about it. Mark Sherman is with the winners.
All right, down here with the winners, everybody. TNT, bring it in. We're all friends. There we go. Y'all were down 8-12 in set number 3. Yeah, it was 8-12. You came back on a, let's see, that's a 7-1 run to finish. How'd you turn it on? What switched after that timeout, Troy?
Well, thanks for bringing that up, Mark. I really appreciate that. Thanks for reminding us about that comeback. Really, it was just trying to, kind of our motto is just TNT, TNT, TNT. We're going to grind. No deficit is too large, I think, for TNT. And with the Austin fans here, you got us back, and you were the heartbeat for this squad. So thank you guys so much.
And yes, bring in the TNT. You guys were launching up there. You were playing Seain and Cody, who were also bringing the power. That was a heavy-hitting back-and-forth match. You just couldn't let up. What's the mindset going against a team who you know is going to be vocal, who you know is going to bring the heat?
Well, my game is obviously not a power game. I think everybody in the crowd found that out. So no, just trying to make the plays where we can, you know, try and keep pressure on serve. And, you know, Troy was excellent up there at the net, got a lot of blocks. And we just got a nice little run, kind of got uncomfortable and turned the tides a little bit, so.
Yeah, you were affecting the ball up there at the net. You got a block, you got the turn and the touch. You guys were so good. Way to turn it on at the end, even though you were down 4, Troy. I'm just saying, but then you weren't.
I thought it was more.
No, maybe it
it was 5. I don't know. But you ended up winning. Give it up for Troy, everybody. Troy and Tim. Cowboy hat tomorrow on the court, by the way.
Can I see this? Hi, everybody. What do you think of the outfit? Little cowboy.
Yeah. We want to see more of it. We'll see. We're going to go change back into that, Troy? I want to see it. They want it? Should he get back into his Texas outfit, everybody? I feel like he should. Yes.
Well, there you have it right there. The LA Launch making a spectacular comeback right there. A lot of entertainment, a lot of flair by the LA Launch, making it a huge comeback and getting them their second win of the league season. The fans having a blast, and Caldwell and Cook will go back to the drawing board. That does it. The LA Launch victorious.
Oh, it was like they were just participating.